Mr. Speaker, that completes the message calendar.
Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business. Chairman Todd. Nope. Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have a message from the Governor with respect to House Bill 962.
Read the message, Mr. Clerk.
Message from the Governor dated May 28, 2009. Mr. Speaker, I am directed by the Governor to return herewith House Bill 962 with his veto. That is from Legal Counsel to the Governor, Stephen E. Elkins. Mr. Speaker, the Governor's letter reads as follows. It is dated May 28, 2009. The Honorable Kent Williams, Speaker of the House, 19 Legislative Plaza, Nashville, Tennessee, 37243, regarding House Bill 962. Dear Speaker Williams, I am vetoing House Bill 962. I am a strong supporter of the right to keep and bear arms as guaranteed by both the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 26 of the Tennessee Constitution. I believe these provisions guarantee an individual right to bear arms, and I am unequivocally committed to preserving this American right. Americans have also understood for more than 2 centuries that there are sensible rules that we apply to the exercise of these rights. I have been a lifelong supporter of the responsible and appropriate handling and use of firearms. As a young man growing up in a small town, I attended a gun safety class at my high school sponsored by the National Rifle Association. A basic tenet taught at that class was this: guns and alcohol don't mix. This seemingly common sense proposition is as true today as it was almost 50 years ago. In recognition of this basic principle of firearm safety, Tennessee state law has long prohibited the possession of firearms in bars and restaurants that serve alcohol. House Bill 962 would remove this protection in a manner that I, along with many law enforcement officers, believe to be reckless and lacking basic safeguards to ensure public safety. The notion that this bill would permit one to carry a concealed weapon into a crowded bar at midnight on a Saturday night defies common sense, and I cannot sign such a measure into law. As you consider this veto, I respectfully ask the legislature to rethink this issue. Respectfully, Phil Bredesen.
Chairman Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have filed a notice, and I will ask the clerk to read the notice. And I won't tell you what the governor can do with that piece of paper he just sent.
Mr. Clerk, read the notice.
Notice to override veto. Mr. Speaker, I hereby file notice under House Rule number 78 that I will move to repass House Bill 962, the Governor's objections to the contrary notwithstanding, as provided in Article 3, Section 18 of the Constitution of Tennessee, signed by Curry Todd, Representative Curry Todd, this the first day of June 2009.
Put the notice in the record, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Clerk? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Clerk, do you want to explain what happens next?
Mr. Speaker, under the rules of the House, when a governor's veto comes to the House, the veto is read to the membership. It is now a part of the record. Then the sponsor has the opportunity, if he wishes, to file notice that he intends to override or ask for an override of the veto. Representative Todd has just filed that notice. It must lay over 24 hours before the motion is ripe for consideration by the House. If this House continues with its plan to meet on Wednesday, then the 24-hour period would have run, and that would be the first time under unfinished business that the motion is ripe for consideration by the membership.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Chairman Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members of the body. And let me just say that with regards to the veto. The only way that Senator Jackson and I even knew that he was going to veto, because he's kept this little plan secret for a long time, was that we got a phone call. Senator Jackson actually called the governor's office after he got wind of it, probably about 2:40, when we were in session, about 2:20 that day. He had no intention of notifying us until Jackson called the governor's office. He has no courtesy for us as members of the General Assembly to have the decency to even let us know, as sponsors of the bill, really what was going on. And I think we in the House have spoken by overwhelming majority. I think the Senate has spoken. So it's my intent to bring this before this body on Wednesday, June 3rd, at 9 o'clock, to settle this issue once and for all. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I've seen a couple of hands go up. Just let me say, we're not going to discuss the merits of this piece of legislation. We discussed it thoroughly when we voted on this piece of legislation. Now, if a member wants to discuss anything about the notice, the procedures, that's fine, but we're not going to get into a debate on this piece of legislation here on the floor tonight. Leader Turner, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do not wish to debate the merits of the bill, but I would like to say that I thought that my good friend, Shelby County's words were a little out of line. I think we're going to have a lot of controversial bills coming up here at the end of the session, and I get carried away sometimes too. But I think it was inappropriate what he said about our governor, and I hope that we would refrain from doing those statements in the future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Hardaway.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is it a simple majority for...
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And the question is simply put as is, the override question?
Yes, sir. It's a constitutional majority rules.
All right. Thank you.
Speaker Emeritus Nafee. Nope. Chairman McCord.